Detroit Den 313, welcome back. Welcome back to the best Detroit Lions podcast in the world. Okay. Maybe it's a little cocky, but I feel like it's true. Um, Sorry I missed you guys last night. Had some personal stuff going on. Nothing to worry about. Just basically a night off with a little R&R. Okay. But lots to talk about today. All right. This is going to be more of like a roster news type thing. And I want to address some stuff. I want to just come out right out of the gates and talk about Jameson Williams. My last episode was recorded at like 1 a.m. That's middle of the night for me. Okay, guys. Normally I'm a night owl, but when I'm working, I have to be up at around 4 a.m. So when I roll over and I look at my phone real quick and I see breaking news, Jameson Williams suspended, can't sleep. Ruins my day. I had to do some more digging. I jumped on here, gave a quick reaction in the middle of the night. If you couldn't tell, I was half asleep and half drugged up on my sleep meds. But I want to go a little bit deeper. There's been some confusion, I guess I would say. I don't know if I said something in that episode. I didn't go back and rewatch it. This isn't like me changing my mind, but I'm not writing Jameson Williams off for a little mistake that he has no control over. Let's just get that plain and simple. Let's just cut to the chase. Jameson Williams is still a guy I'm here to defend, okay? Just because I give you a little criticism for another mistake, I'm firm but fair. Whatever the substance was that popped up on the drug test, still haven't officially seen, but there's been no official suspension yet, okay? So I'm going to operate under the assumption that Jameson Williams on Sunday versus the Tennessee Titans, who are selling a lot of pieces off right now, by the way. I'm digging into that as well. Jameson Williams, I think he's going to play Sunday until the NFL comes down either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday and says, nope, Jameson Williams is not playing. You are suspended for 2 games, and that's starting right now. He's still under the element of facing a suspension for me, and he's practicing. I know the team can't comment too much until the NFL officially hands down something, but let me just be clear, okay? He made a mistake, whether that mistake was 100% his fault or a harmless mistake. All I was trying to get across at 1 o'clock in the morning while half asleep was that it's just these little things that keep piling up. I am not saying trade Jameson Williams. I did say, I think something along the lines of don't make yourself expendable when the team has a defensive need. That's kind of what I was hitting at. I am not asking for him to be traded. I think he's a vital piece of this offense. I think he carries a lot of distractions for the defense and a lot of concerns and things that they have to worry about. I think that's why Amon-Ra St. Brown's having another phenomenal year. I think that's why our running game is so successful. It's kind of I guess a chess match that a lot of teams are playing, and they're choosing to take Jameson Williams away. That's fine. We'll beat you 1,000 other ways. You want to start taking some of those other things away? Hey, we'll start beating you with Jameson Williams. We have so many luxuries, guys. I'm not trying to trade off Jameson Williams, but if, and we don't know yet, if this suspension does happen, I'm not worried about our offense. Okay, we just beat one of the best teams in the NFC. Hats off to the Minnesota Vikings. If I had to do a power rankings, I don't normally do that. I would say that the Vikings are probably the 4th best team in the NFL behind the Lions, the Chiefs, the Ravens. They're probably somewhere in that mix with Buffalo and then the Vikings. So one of the best teams in the NFL we just beat. We beat them essentially without Jameson Williams. Actually, Jameson Williams' production hurt us that game. 1 catch for -4 yards. Not complaining. It's okay. We got to win. We'll use it later on down the road, JMO. You'll make a big play somewhere else. So that's just how this team's built. If he's suspended, I have nothing but faith in Khalif Raymond. I think Tim Patrick is having a very, very quiet, good season. And what he does blocking-wise is very underrated. And if I have to look at a player to step up in production, and I'm not saying take over the Jameson Williams role, I'm not saying that this player is going to line up wide and suddenly start running a 4-2 speed and burning defenses, but we have a very, very quiet tight end in Sam Laporta who hasn't done much yet. And I think it's going to be time for him to get going if that suspension comes. Again, not worried about this offense. We have so many different ways to beat teams. It's complementary football. I'm more worried, and I don't mean worried, but I'm more thinking like we need a piece on defense. Okay, there's a lot of crazy rumors flying around right now by the name of Cooper Kupp. I'll dive into it if you guys want me to. If you guys want me to have an episode on Cooper Kupp, leave it in the comments. But there's some rumors flying around about that. My concerns are more heavily on defense and getting a pass rusher. Our offense set. You could take away JMO for 2 games. Honestly, I would probably prefer him to have that suspension if it's going to come now, because I think we can handle the Tennessee Titans without him. And then our schedule gets a little tricky. Green Bay, Houston, those are tougher teams. I'd rather JMO be available for at least one of those games instead of missing both of those. But we'll see what the NFL decides to do. I thought this was phenomenal news. This was actually a new topic. Someone I didn't forget about, but just kind of haven't heard his name in a while. And Dan Campbell finally hinted at it. Emmanuel Moseley could be back toward the end of the season. Tore his pec in early August. Where are we at right now? Almost end of October. So I'm looking at this defense, and it might not be a position we need, but it's just more depth in that secondary. Our secondary is playing very good. E-Man, it's probably like the player I'm cheering for the most, just because of everything he's been through with these ACLs, man, and coming back last year and getting like 2 snaps and the other one tearing. And I want to see him on a football field. All right. I think that this dude is the definition of resilient. To have 2 season-ending injuries back-to-back on opposite legs and to fight back, rehab, have the same thing happen again, fight back, rehab, repeat. I want to see him in a Lions uniform. I want to see him get some football snaps. I want to see him come back and make an impact and help this defense. Again, he's not the position I want help from, but you can never have too many guys who can rush the passer or cover, okay? We will have a plethora and plenty of options for Aaron Glenn. Get him involved once he's ready. I'm excited that Dan Campbell finally hinted at it, that maybe he's going to start returning to practice in the near future. I don't know exactly when. I don't think he said that in his press conference, but I was just excited to hear Emmanuel Moseley's name, and just another piece that we could use for a little bit of help. Next, Josh Paschal, man. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Josh Paschal. He's listed on the injury report today with an illness. Not sure I 100% believe that, because I watched him go down in the Minnesota Vikings game, I think at least twice with something. He's got something going on. Don't know what it is. They're listing it as an illness, but I don't know. We cannot afford to lose another pass rusher, okay? I thought Paschal played absolutely phenomenal against Minnesota. He had a sack. He had, I think, 4 tackles. He's solid in the run. Now, listen, is he going to the Pro Bowl, or is he going to replace Aiden Hutchinson's production? No, absolutely not. Can he be that Batman and Robin? Can he be someone's Robin if we get another Batman? Because Hutch was kind of that dude. I think he'd be better off in the Robin role. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But I thought Josh Paschal banged up in the Minnesota Vikings game. I think he went down a couple times in the Dallas game too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that one, but I do know he was a little banged up against Minnesota, and he's listed on the practice report today with injured. We just can't afford to lose another defensive end. All right, it would damn near cripple this team. We're just our pass rushers are dropping like flies, and we need to keep everyone healthy. I know that's easy to say, harder to do, but I just don't want to be in a position where we're being taken advantage of when it comes trade talk, because I think Brad Holmes is sitting back right now and he's just kind of measuring the market. I think he's waiting for one of those higher end pass rushers to go to kind of gauge the market and see how our team lines up with what another team gave up in a trade, if that makes sense. You don't want to be the first one to make a move, okay? Most of the pieces we've seen, I know DeAndre Hopkins got traded today to the Chiefs from the Titans, so I don't think a real pass rusher has gone yet. I think Dan and Brad are sitting back waiting for something to fall, and then they're going to evaluate, I guess. I don't know, because I see a lot of teams out there making moves, and we're just kind of sitting by, and a lot of people like myself and some other fans are getting a little anxious. But, again, let's end the show on a positive news, okay? Kevin Zeitler returned to practice today, and that's fantastic, because in the first quarter alone, Coyote Awasika last week against Minnesota was a liability. Holding calls, penalties, false starts, anything under the sun. Gave up a sack, a pressure. Like, that first quarter was absolutely atrocious offensively, and I'm going to be firm but fair. I think Coyote Awasika was the main root of that cause. So I'm happy to see Zeitler back, guys. Not too much to talk about there. Our offensive line is still intact. We're still good. We're still going to line up, run the football. I'm ready for this Titans game. Okay, I have a handful of episodes I'm trying to get in somewhere between now and Sunday. It's going to be very difficult because I don't have a lot of time off work. So it's tough, guys. Let me know if you want me to talk about Cooper Kupp. I'm kind of diving into it. I don't want to talk about something that's really, really outlandish. I think that's what it is. Hint, hint, if I do talk about it. But leave it in the comments. If enough people are interested or intrigued, I'll hop on here, share my 2 cents. I love to do it, guys. Leave some comments, stick around, hit that like button. Oh, one last thing. Twitter, @Perks8, officially verified. We'll be doing a game day giveaway on Sunday, okay? I'm giving away an Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey, XL, home. I have a couple other things. I have another Brian Branch jersey. I have 2 bobbleheads, a really cool Detroit Lions coin. Have to be following on Twitter. Also have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. I don't ask. I'm just telling you guys that it's a requirement to get involved in our giveaway. So think about it. Stick around, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back later with another show.